Oh my gosh. Yay. I'm such a goob. I know. I'm like such a goob. Every time I go live, I'm like, we're going live. I still have butterflies every single time. And I wonder if I'll be like that on my 100th video, you know? I hope
Maybe.
so. I hope so. I hope I'll be like, ah, you know? I hope it'll be like that. I'm like excited about all the things, you know?
Oh,
And
why not?
everything. I'm like, ah, it takes a long time to get like connected. I'm like, we're on.
Well, hi to everybody in the chat. Hello, Christopher
Hello,
Nutter. I see you're
hello.
in there. Fireball Flippers, welcome. Melanie, hiya, and
I
Christy's
know.
in the
Oh, let
chat
me,
too. Oh, and we got some
sorry.
more. Oh, wow.
Oh, good morning. Christopher Nutter's always like the first, you know? He's always our like top cheerleader, and Amanda and Christy. Christy's like, oh, you guys are so early.
Christy, I'm right there with you. This is my
Yeah.
second cup of coffee. Tell me if it works or not after the live. Tell me if I was awake enough.
For sure, for sure. And you guys know I'm not an early bird. I just get up at like 7:30. I don't know, but I'm in Florida, so I don't know.
I
What
did.
time is it where you
What do you
are?
mean get up at 7:30? I've never heard of a 7:30 you could get up at. I thought 7:30 was after dinner.
AM, you know, AM, AM, AM.
Oh
I
my
love that
goodness.
you
So
I love that you
I'm
guys
out in
keep on me.
California. I'm out in California. It's
No,
a
you're not.
3-hour time difference here. Yeah.
11.
Yeah. So
Well, thank you.
no problem. No problem. See, my family's all out on the East Coast anyway, so I kind of try and coordinate some East Coast times for things,
Yeah.
but never, yeah. Usually doesn't have me getting up early.
Oh, well, I appreciate you doing that so very much. I do. And if I keep looking down, it's because my camera's up here, my webcam is here, and it's broken on my laptop. Not broken, but I still haven't figured out what I did to break it. So what is the word? Dismantled it? I don't know. I just did something to it. So I've just been using my OBS and it seems to work, but it seems like I look down instead of at you. So Rachel says it looks like I'm looking at her when I look at the screen. So I'll just try to look at the screen. So,
Close enough.
anyway. So, anyways, thank you, Will, for being here. If you guys don't know Will, you should by now. I mean, he is all over Instagram. He is doing all kinds of cool videos. He's got his head in the teacup running around, and that's just one of my favorites, honestly. What are some of the fun things that? How do you get your creativity? Like, I know you're not up early. This is early for you
Uh-huh.
in California, especially. What is some of like the fun things? Like, how do you get the creativity like that? How do you come up with this stuff?
Where does it come from? I let my mind wander a lot. While I'm working on another task that doesn't take a lot of bandwidth, something like shipping, I'll just sit and kind of imagine, it'd be really funny. It'd be funny if my dude, was zooming across the desk. Why would he zoom across the desk? I don't know. He's in a cup. Well, cups don't zoom. Maybe I'm doing a video on video games with racing steering wheels or something, and it just builds. Like, I think I want to get to something funny. I want to get to something goofy. I decided what that is, and then I have to step backwards and figure out where that came from, and kind of make up a good, solid reason for it. And the funnier videos are the ones where it had a good reason. The videos that fell flat, maybe I'll keep on working on it. But
Yeah.
things like that, it amuses me so much that a lot of times I can't not make the video. I'm sitting there writing down the ideas, chuckling to myself, and my family's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it. You'll get it in like 6 weeks when I finish this video."
Exactly. You're like, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Come
Yeah.
to bed. No. I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. Your lunch is cold. I'm like,
Was it a
lunch
salad?
video. Lunch video.
Christy
Yeah,
has a
but
good question. She said, do you write it down? Okay, as soon as you think about it. Yeah.
no, I usually chew on it for a while, and it's the ideas that won't leave me alone are the ones that end up getting made. The
Yeah.
ones that I think and go, huh, that's cool, and then I do something else, I usually end up passing on those. It was a nice idea. Let's go for the ones that really just make me come alive.
Yeah. I agree. I think I'm with Christy a little bit. Sometimes I struggle, but
Mhm.
I have to write things down and then I have like a few of these notebooks. Now I've gotten it down to two, so at least I have two notebooks. So and now now I've gotten my little tabbies. So as long as I keep my tabs, so I'm like, okay, now I've gotten a little bit more organized. So I'm like, hey Rob. So if we keep it organized a little bit, then I feel that I'm getting more organized now. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I'm getting better at keeping my thoughts organized as I go,
Mhm.
especially now that I've gotten my YouTube videos with this piece, and gotten where I can have you guys come on and my professional reseller friends and asking you guys your questions. I mean, like, especially like if I'm out and about, like even at the grocery store, for example, and I'm like, oh, I need to ask Will this, and I'll just put it on my phone. But then I've got to put it from my phone into my list of questions because my phone is here and I can't use my phone. I have to put it here. And I have it like that, for a reason. And I'm like, so yes, I get where her question is, right? And so it's
This
those,
thing has been absolutely magical for that. This is just an iPad,
yeah.
regular old iPad, because I'm now completely in the Apple, ecosystem, and so I
Hmm.
can easily transfer information from my phone to the iPad, to the computer, back to the iPad, to the phone.
Yeah.
The ability to move media is really seamless, and so a lot
Oh,
of the apps integrate completely. I can take a note on the phone, and I can move it right over to the iPad
oh
immediately,
man.
or the apps do it automatically. So I'd love that for the idea of
Yeah.
creativity and moving your creativity from one place to another. Really, really handy, and it's a good time saver. Now,
Yeah.
not everybody loves Apple. That's okay. As a content
Yeah.
creator, though, it really has a lot of benefits for me, and I've taken to those benefits quickly.
Yeah. And that's our daughter is in she has a new position in her job. And so she is in I like to say it like this, she's in entertainment, but she's in entertainment. So she does like when she books like gigs and stuff like that, like for casino parties and for event planning. And so she's kind of learning the back end of all those things. And so I gave
Very
her
cool.
my old iPad, and so and it's like 2015. So it's not new, but it's not old, right? And it's worked out great for her. And so I'm like, do I take it back? I don't want to get it back because she's utilized it and she loves it. And I'm like, okay, so is that my investment for 2023? Like, maybe it is, you know what I mean? Now, based on what you said, and you know what I mean? Like, maybe it is. Maybe that's something I should invest in now that you've said that, because I've got my laptop from last year and I've made some investments from last year. So I should probably think about that, huh?
There's 2 type investments that I never worry about making. The first one is something that saved me money. If, the shipping scale over there and the Rolo printer is gonna save me money over the
Okay.
long run of going to the post office, I will spend on those, and I'll spend whatever it takes to get a good one. In
Yeah.
this case, I spent about $200 on the Rolo and, 15 on the shipping scale. But, the second type of investment that I do not worry about making is one that saves me time, and the
Okay.
iPad saved me a lot of time for sure,
Okay.
because that time is incredibly valuable. I could use all that time, and I could be sitting there writing on paper and then transferring it over and over, but
Yeah.
then I wouldn't be able to make videos nearly as quickly, and it would stretch out the time between videos much, much, much longer, and I
True.
need that. So I'm
Yeah.
happy to spend on either time savers or money savers. Those are
Yeah.
definitely worthwhile. If you would use the iPad and it would save you time, go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Okay. So
But I feel like I'm kinda getting on a rabbit trail
no,
though with
not
the
at
Apple
all.
products.
No, not at all, because this kind of goes along with what we're doing today, right? So, I mean, we're doing
Mhm.
electronics, we're doing video games. And so, even like Rob, he just says, I feel old. I use the old yellow notepad. Well, Rob, I feel the same way. So, that's what I was asking for Will's advice, because I kind of put it on my phone and then I transferred over to here. And then, so that's why I was asking advice, because I'm wondering if like that would be a good investment. So, that's why I was asking. And yes, I feel a little old too, Rob, but that's a good question to ask. So Will drop in the wisdom. Ba-bam. So, okay. So I asked Will today, coming on. And again, thank you guys all for being here. I just want to give a great big thank you to Will for being here. I'm so excited. If you guys don't know, definitely go to his Instagram. He's amazing. His content's so awesome. He's got the coolest like things that he does, and I can't duplicate that. Like, I mean, I could twirl about, but this is it. This is all you get. Like, I don't know how to do all these things. I get myself dizzy, so I'm gonna hold on to the chair for a minute. and get myself under.
Crissy, Crissy, you got your own style, and I love it. You don't have to have my style. That is, you do what works for you.
I'm a goof all on my own.
Oh yeah. Rob, Junk Monkey in the house. Hi there. Who else we got? Mama Beth. Hello,
Mama
hello.
Beth.
Mary, good to see you.
Mary, we've got the best people. I tell you, this community has been the most amazing community ever, like ever, ever, ever. I tell you, I've last year when I went to FlipCon was the most amazing thing I could have ever done for myself, because I made the most amazing friends that I could ever connect with, Will. And then in addition to that, like just the connection through here to meet you and to meet everybody else has just blown my mind. I never would have thought in a million years being a reseller would have done this, you know?
Similar. I looked at
Blows
going
my
to
mind.
FlipCon last year, and I kind of went, I'm not spending money to just go hang out with other people who already do what I do. I'm not going to do that.
What am I going to learn?
I completely just kind of like, did my own thing. And now I saw what came out of it with everybody. All you guys really in a tight-knit community.
Oh my gosh.
Rachel and Scott and goodness, who else was all there? A lot of people were all there.
Yes.
Seeing the photos that came out of it.
Kristen and Rachel
I'm thinking
and Joey.
My opinion turned 180 degrees. I'm like, yep, gotta go this year. Absolutely gotta go.
Yay. And it's going to be during my anniversary. And then there's somebody else, and it's going to come to me, but somebody else's anniversary. And so we're like, we're going there, by the way. We told our significant others, like he said that he was taking his wife. And I'm like, oh, babe, by the way, guess where we're going for our anniversary?
Is it okay to ask how many years?
30 years. Yes. 30 years. So I'm pretty
Way
excited.
To go.
Oh, Anthony C. Yes. Anthony C. Yeah. We're planning on Vegas the first half and then FlipCon the second half. So, I mean, how long can you stay in Vegas really? I mean, that's what we hear anyways, without getting in trouble. So we're going to go the first half and not get in trouble, and the second half of FlipCon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll be awesome. It'll just be a blast. So let's get started. So the first box I have, or bin, is very light, so that's why it's up here. And I gave Will full permission, guys, to snap pictures, make fun, and laugh all he wants, because these can be old. I don't really know what's in here. Okay, so you guys know I don't know what's in here, so feel free. Now this one, obviously, I purchased during my what is it called? My retail arbitrage. And I still do some of that, but I don't do video games because I don't know anything different. And I can look this stuff up, but it's a Call of Duty Desert Troopers collection. Let me see. Collector's construction set.
Oh
So
man, you're pulling out the unusual stuff. First go. I have not seen a Call of Duty. It looks like models rather than video games.
It's a collector set.
Is it a tabletop gaming thing?
It's just a collector set. It's a construction set. It's number 06825. It's just a toy.
Is
it's
it
like
Mega?
this.
Is it Mega Blocks?
Yeah.
Here, let me see if I can make this bigger. I can't.
It's okay.
Goodness gracious. You actually stumped me on the very first one. That's you got a good one there.
Yeah. I mean, and some of
I've never seen it. A lot of the video game collector's sets, they came out with the actual game at release, and they were usually like a limited sort of thing. So one of the Call of Duties came with like a night vision goggle set, which is actually rather expensive. Another one came with a small camera, which is not very expensive. It's the kind of thing you could like mount onto your bike, and you could go riding down the street and then take it back and plug it into your computer and then get really mad because you couldn't figure it out.
Okay. Okay. Oh, say the number again.
So Call of Duty, many times they did come along with the games, but that doesn't look like one that I'm familiar that bundled with any of the games. So I'm kind of thinking it was another release alongside with it.
It's 06825, Christy. 06825.
06825.
And it might, and it's kind of in a distressed box. I got it at a warehouse thing, like one of those warehouses.
Yeah, it's a Mega Block set, and it apparently goes for some good money.
Stop.
I just did a quick look up here. Yeah, you're looking 36 plus shipping, 35 plus shipping, 40 plus shipping. Yeah.
So it's taped taped here. Should I go ahead and not right this second, but should I open it to see because it's already taped?
Yes, if it's been opened before, go ahead and open it back up again.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so I have, the next thing I have is a Sega Dreamcast from when one of the first ones. One of the first ones.
Sega Dreamcast. I love it. I love it.
The green one with the jump pack that vibrates, you know?
Yes, that's called the VMU, a VMU. And a lot of times the batteries go bad in the VMU. It's not hard to replace the battery. You can sell it as is. It's not a problem to sell it as is. If you do not replace the battery, a lot of times they won't save the game anymore. So depending on the kind of work that you want to put into it, you want to pop it open, you want to switch the battery out, you can do that. You'll get more money for it. And the VMUs, actually, they're worth selling on their own. You can easily bundle all of this, the whole console, and do pretty well on that right now.
So what's a VMU? The jump pack?
That one. It's a visual memory unit. You could actually play little games on those. They have a tiny little, that one right there.
VMU. So I have two of these. Each I have, so they all have it together. So sell it separately?
If you want to do more work, you can split them up and make a little bit more money. If you want to make fast money, which is what I usually end up doing, bundle it together. Your VMUs and I think that's a Rumble pack actually that you got.
Yeah, and then I have the Dreamcast.
A Rumble pack. And the Dreamcast. That one's yellowed a bit, and they tend to do that in time. That's normal. So it's a flaw that I would disclose. I say, hey, look, it yellowed a bit, but it functions just properly. Assuming it does.
Yeah. And then I have all the cords.
Very good. Very good. You want two cords. You want a AV cord and you want a power cord. So the AV cord usually has a red and yellow connector. Okay, power cord. I see that.
Yeah. And then the other one is in there. Oh. Okay.
Now, there's a couple of cords for that are actually fairly expensive. So if you have the standard red, yellow, white cord, then that's the normal one that came with it. There was a more expensive cord that has the component.
Sorry, it's going to be, sorry.
That's pretty loud. All right.
This is for a Dell computer. Sorry. That's not it.
Close, but no cigar. With all of my consoles, every single one of them, I test them before I list them because I don't want to sell a bad console and ship it all the way out and then pay shipping for it to come back. So I always test it. Photograph the serial number on the bottom too, and make sure that photograph is in the listing, just so that people who want to do the old switcheroo, they'll have a harder time doing that.
Okay, so if I don't have all the cords, I can still sell it though.
You can. You got to sell it as untested if you want to be honest.
And then it won't be as much like.
You'll probably get about 40% of the value that way.
And how much do you think that is?
A working one is 120 plus shipping right now, something in that range. So you'll probably get about 60-ish, 50, including shipping.
And that's with everything, like the controllers and the jump pack and everything, but it'd probably be better than for me to separate it out then.
Just the console. If you add in all those little parts to it, I wouldn't be surprised if it was about 160, 170 altogether. Because you got the controllers, you got the VMUs, you got the Rumble packs.
Okay, so I just need to find the cord.
Find the cord. That'd be my number one recommendation. Find that, test it out, make sure it plays a game.
Okay.
And sell it for full price because you got a good one there. The Dreamcast is a good one. I love it. I love my Dreamcast, and a lot of people do. Dreamcasts actually are suffering a very high attrition rate because people would burn the games. They would take blank CDs and they would burn the game, pirate it, and then they put that blank CD into the the burned CD into the Dreamcast, and they'd play the game illegally. But those burned CDs would burn out the laser on the Dreamcast. They reflect too much light or something like that, and so they would cause the Dreamcast to fail. So a lot of people burned out the laser on their Dreamcast way too early, and so there's fewer consoles on the market.
How about that?
In addition, it didn't sell very well. They didn't sell a lot of Dreamcasts, so not many hit the market. And when you take even more of them away, you end up with a rarer and rarer system.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I had no idea because we were like the OGs. I mean, we had to have like every gaming system. We were ridiculous. We loved gaming systems. Like we
Ha!
had to have the gaming systems.
Way
Because
to go.
that's kind of all we could afford to do when we were. I mean, we were first together because we were like that was our Friday and Saturday nights. We were like video games,
Okay,
video games, video
tell
games.
me, what did you guys love playing together?
Tetris. That's my game. Like I'm a
Mhm.
Tetris weirdo. And then Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
Yes. I have a
Sorry.
hard time imagining you trying to do fatalities, though. That's
Yeah.
so far away from what I imagine with your personality.
Yes. Die. Yes.
Oh my goodness, I would have imagined you as more of a Mario Kart kind of gal.
No. No.
Too funny, too funny.
Hey Roman, how's it going today?
Anytime Picker thinks I studied video games. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Hi Roman. Hi Amanda. Hey Nashville. Hey Ray, how's it going today? My wife and I play Tetris every night. Yeah. But that's funny. So it's but we do. I mean, we did like Mario Kart and things like that. It was more of more of the other stuff.
Too fun. Let me tell you, on the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
On the Dreamcast, I adore Hydro Thunder. Hydro Thunder.
Hydro Thunder was
Mhm.
awesome.
That is one game I just
Was
cannot sell on my Dreamcast.
awesome.
I keep it, I play it, I love it, and the Dreamcast is the best version of it. I had it on the
Yeah.
64, and the frame rate drops so often that it's kinda like playing a stop motion video.
No.
It's not the best way to play. Dreamcast is really the way to go. It's the smoothest, the highest resolution, the
Yep.
sound is the best. It's on some some arcade consoles, so you can get like the
Crazy
big
time.
cabinets, the big huge ones, and those are the only way to step up from the Dreamcast. But I don't have room for that.
You gotta have room. My son used to play this game, and it was a Japanese game, and they played with the penguins were on their bellies. Gosh, what was it? If he comes back out, I'll ask him. But it was so funny, and it was one of those ones that we played all the time, and it was oh my gosh. I wish I could remember. It was a funny game, and it was just where the animals were on their bellies all the time. But it was a random game that you couldn't find, and when you found it, you had to have it. Like
Ha!
you had, it was crazy. And Crazy Taxi, yes, Crazy Taxi, yes.
Crazy
Okay.
Taxi. I just sold Crazy Taxi 1 and 2 for my Dreamcast. Finally, got some decent money out of them. Nintendo DS. What Chad got in the box? What's in
Dude.
the box?
Do you know that song?
Which one?
What's in the box? Your brother. It's by Intergalactic. It's a song. Sorry, it's a bad song. All right, so it's the red one.
Yes, you have a 2DS right there. They're decent. They're those are good sellers.
Okay. With
Those
the
are good
case.
sellers. I see the 2DSs go somewhere in the $100 range, depending on exactly which model. And I think that's the new 2DS, I think.
And the model number is back here, right?
Yeah, you'll always find the model number on the back sticker. Sometimes they hide it inside of a battery compartment, but I think those were just straight up rechargeable. I don't think they had battery compartments with the case. Case will add, a couple of bucks, $2, $3 usually to the price.
Okay, but no cord. Does that matter?
You want the cord to be able to test it. That's the most important thing. You can sell it easily without a cord, not a problem. But you want the cord to be able to test it. I recommend sending something with an internal battery UPS ground. That's how I would do it. There's all kinds of regulations about how you send anything that has lithium batteries. And depending who you talk to, it's either a really huge deal or it's not a big deal at all. Let your conscience be your guide. If you want to minimize risk on that, send it ground and probably nobody will blink at it. If you want to dive into the regulations of sending batteries, you could spend hours upon hours and hours, and you still might not figure it out.
Okay. No, that's a good point because did you see my little Instagram with the matches that I put out there?
Yeah.
I went ahead. Yeah, and I went ahead and I put on my description, sending UPS ground only, and this is why. If you don't want this UPS ground, I'm happy to detach all the matches and only send you the outside. Please let me know. And they paid for the UPS ground, which was like $8 or $9. The matches were $12 or $13, but that's what they wanted. Kristen, what's up, Kristen? win. Okay, so imaginary bucks going out to anybody. You ready? Oh, I'm sorry. Was that loud? Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay. It was hurricane gale force winds right there for a second.
So sorry.
That's okay.
So I've got a random item in my box. So 500 imaginary bucks going out to anybody that knows what this is. It has nothing to do with electronics.
That is a prototype for the very first stethoscope. It wasn't very effective because it had no bell on the end. They revised that in later versions.
Okay, anybody else?
Incidentally, the doctor had a very large head, and so his design didn't fit most people. It's okay. We still loved him anyway.
Bucket handle. It has nothing to do with electronics. Okay, let's see if Roman or Ray or anybody else is in the chat that wants to give it a whirl.
Anytime Picker thinks I should turn the volume down on my headphones.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I happen to be really loud, Ray.
Here's what I'm going to do is I'm just going to...
I will.
There. It's
Abstract
like,
necklace.
I can hear everything backwards. This is great.
Okay. Okay, so nobody wants to look. They're actually stainless steel brake line. It's a brake line for a car.
Stainless brake line.
Yeah, brake line. For a motorcycle. Sorry, for a motorcycle.
Wow.
My hubby gave it to me to sell, and I forgot it was in there. I was like, oh, sorry. Okay, so now I know not to put that over here. I'll put it way over here. I am so sorry. Okay, so now we know we've got some good stuff over here, and that's the empty box where I will put everything into, and it's a lighter box. But now I've got the heavy box, which I'm going to actually keep on the...
So, did you have any games for that DS, just kind of while we're still not too far from the DS topic?
I don't know. I don't know what I have. I don't know. I will have to ask.
That's okay. That's all right. We'll get there when we get there.
Ugh. Okay.
Now, just kind of while you're working on that, DSs came in a lot of different variants, and I'll just kind of jabber about DSs while you're working on that stuff.
Okay.
There was the original DS, and then they came out with a DS Lite where they added a back screen to it. And then they added DSi, which I guess had small little improvements. They eventually came out with the 3DS that actually had stereoscopic 3D vision that you didn't need glasses for. You could just look at the screen and adjust the 3D to match your eyes and get a 3D effect, which was really cool, except it gave a lot of people headaches. And so it was not a fantastic seller. So Nintendo went back to a 2DS. It was cheaper and it was more popular. Xbox 360. And on the 2DSs, it sold better. So they made a few more versions of the 2DSs. Then they confused everybody by coming out with the new 2DS or new 3DS, which was a whole fresh model. And it's, they're newer, they're fresher, the batteries last longer and things, and they go for a little bit more money. But they discontinued the 3DS because people just stopped buying them. So there's the regular 3DS, the new 3DS, and then they stopped that. Now they're like $200 for a used 3DS. It's used new 3DS XL. There's all different sizes, 3DS and 3DS XL. So when you're looking into DSs and 3DSs and 2DSs, there's a lot you can get into. You can find all different versions. If you run the model number on the back, you'll find out what you got, because they run the price range from about $20 all the way through $200. And if you get the special editions, you could hit $300, $400.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. When you come into the older ones, let's say like the very first ones, is it smart to say movie prop?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because I think the people that are looking for those can easily find them. Okay. On the other hand, if you're talking about something that's 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, maybe movie prop is a good keyword. If it's a really slow mover, could be. 1980s movie prop might be a really effective search term. I haven't played with it too much. On occasion, I've used it, but a lot of times I actually saw items that I sold just as is. Something like, what did I sell one time? I sold something from like the 70s or the 60s, and I can't remember what it was, but it went to a prop house. And I was like, well, that's really cool. I didn't even imagine that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. And so you're
something with a lot of demand, I wouldn't, because probably the average buyer is buying video games not as a prop, but instead to play.
Yeah, or a collection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I can't remember who it was. I wish and you probably know off the top of your head, there was a guy I was following, not stalking, but following.
I know a guy.
You know a guy. And his whole room was all video games that he had collected over years. And it was beautiful. Like he had it all organized. It was like a store. It wasn't a store, I promise. But he had collected and he did that. He just searched and searched for all kinds of video games to collect, not to sell. And I'm like, this guy, every video game ever, that he wanted, right? So it was like crazy. No, it wasn't Phoenix Resale.
There's a guy I follow right now, Mort's Garage, who kind of does exactly what you're talking about, and he makes content based on it. And this guy is hilarious. His timing is amazing. His jokes are on point. He's fun. He's wholesome. And he actually went to the same school I did, which is really cool.
Oh, that is cool. I don't know who it wasn't Phoenix Resales, because no, it wasn't him, because he's I would remember him. But yeah, so it's like Phoenix, okay, so Xbox 360. I sold one of these at my garage sale because I had a couple of them. I have obviously now another one. I've got 3 apparently, because we had one in our truck. Yeah, we had one in our truck. Xbox 360S console.
Yes. Yeah, the Xbox 360s suffered from a lot of overheating. So check and make sure that it actually works before you try and sell it.
Okay.
If you get any kind of red lights on the front where that green ring usually is, that tells you it's no good. You got a problem. And you can still sell for parts. Your controllers are about $15 right now. So I'd always lot them up with the console. You got the battery pack, or you have the battery cover. Yes. I love those. I love those because they don't go bad.
These don't go bad?
No. You can switch out the batteries.
I'm like,
no. You can switch out the batteries really easily, but there's rechargeable ones on the back. They're aftermarket ones, and I don't like picking up the rechargeables. I just don't. They usually go bad in a couple of years. So you got your console there, and that's one of the better 360s that you have. The S is one of the better ones. It's a later version. There's also the 360 Elite, which goes for a little bit of extra money. What else?
How do I know what size hard drive it has?
You can turn it on. You can check it through the system menu. Sometimes if you haven't changed out the hard drive in those, then it'll say on the label it's a 320 gig or something like that. I forget what they went up to. Maybe somebody in the chat.
Somebody's like testing me. I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe somebody remembers in the chat exactly what the 360 hard drives were.
It says model 1439.
Yeah, if you put that one into eBay, you'll probably see what the stock hard drive is real quickly. People will tell you.
Okay, y'all can look that up.
Roman
letters. Roman, come on.
Roman, come in. 250 gigs, maybe. Pretty good guess if you ask me.
I'm like, oh no, it's too many small letters. Too many small letters. Okay, Final Fantasy XIII.
Final Fantasy is a great series. I don't know that. I'm trying to remember if Final Fantasy, that's X2. X2. What they did was they re-released Final Fantasy X and X2, and I think they re-released 7 and remastered it. Final Fantasy XII.
I think it's 3.
Xbox.
Is that 3? It's 3.
Oh, it's 3? Final Fantasy 3?
There's 3 discs in here.
It's a 3-disc set. Yeah. 360. Let me just see what it's currently going for.
And all of these are in.
You're looking at about maybe $10. That's something I would lot with the system. I would keep that along with it. My cutoff point is $10 now plus shipping.
Okay.
Otherwise, I just won't sell games a la carte for less than $10 plus shipping. There's not enough money in it to be worth the time. And every single year, that number gets just a little higher and a little higher and a little higher. It used to be $10 shipped. And now, because of all the shipping costs increasing so rapidly, 10 plus shipping is where I start.
Okay.
You're going to spend about $4, $4.50 to ship that across the country.
Okay.
And that's about what you'll pay for most video games, about $4.50.
Okay. I sold, 2021, I bought a pile of games because I didn't know. I was just kind of getting into it of
Mhm.
Xbox games, and had my son go through. He grabbed a couple of them, and I paid like $3 a game. So again, didn't know what I was getting into, right?
That could
And
be good.
yeah, I thought so. I thought, and then I still have a few left, and I'm like, and it's 2023, and so not this garage sale, but the garage sale before, I had a guy kind of chew me down a little bit, and he was like, because I'd had him for so long, he's like, I'll give you $2 a game, and I'm like, dude, just give me $3 a game. I just want my money back. Like
Mhm.
I just want my money back. And he finally was like, okay, fine, I'll do $3 a game, and I knew he knew because I was just done. Like at this point, I was just like, I just want them gone. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because I couldn't make any. I was not selling it. But it's so funny because like what I can't sell, you can sell it. You know what I mean? And make the money. And I'm like, I don't. It doesn't matter to me as long as somebody can make the money off of it. And it's not going into the landfill. It's all that matters to me. I'm like, but I
Cool.
was so annoyed that I couldn't make any money off of it. I was like, my 5-year-old was having a temper
It's
tantrum inside. I
okay.
was like, I can't make any money. But I knew that they were going to do something good with it. So I was like, okay, I'm happy.
Mary Garcia has a Final Fantasy soundtrack CD set that's listed for over $50. That's a good soundtrack.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Video game soundtracks are a really sweet niche. If you can get into it, there's some that go for great money. There was some 1990s Mario soundtracks like Mario 64 that got released. They're
Oh,
hard to find. They're really hard to find. So when you find a source for them, hang
yeah.
on to that source for sure.
Yeah. And I will now that I'm kind of learning more about it. It's just kind of learning a little bit more, just watching you for sure. I want to say hi to Judy for sure. Hey Judy, how's it going? She's so sweet, I swear. Um, and then that and you know what else is
Mary found it in the bins. Great job, Mary.
no way, Mary, that's awesome. And you know what else are the Game Informer magazines?
Really?
Do you remember those?
Yeah, they still make them.
Oh, no way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
you
awesome.
can. Game Informer, let's see, I think you can still get them from GameStop, if I remember right.
I didn't even know they made it because my son doesn't go there anymore. And if he
Nin
does, it's very rare.
Nintendo Power, on the other hand, the older Nintendo Powers, those are starting to become valuable.
Okay. I wonder if
Mhm.
he has any of those.
I used to have, like, all the old ones. I think I started at, like, issue 10 or something like that, and I had all the way up through 100 and something, and
Wow.
they were worthless at the time, and they stayed worthless for, like, 15, 20 years, and now they're expensive. Now they're, like, $20 an issue for the stuff I had.
That's so cool. But the Game
Mhm.
Informers were free
They were
with the
free.
subscription. You know what I mean? Like you had to pay. But I mean, we were there all the time and we were trading
Mhm.
off, these games, the games or whatever, whenever we buy them used or pre-owned or whatever. And we would go there and it was awesome because he would get his pre-owned game and then we would just constantly be there and we'd get this subscription or whatever membership it was and we'd get our free Game Informer and he has this whole 5-year supply and I'm like, what are you going to do with these, buddy? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, give them to mama, let's go. And I sell them in lots of 5 and I put on the description that the address is blacked out with permanent marker because I'm not, I mean it's our address, but I mean it's just, I don't know, it's just weird to me. And so I went ahead and I just blacked it out and I show it on the picture and everything, and I've sold like several of them for like 10-12 bucks.
Nice. Very
It,
nice.
it can sell anything, and I'm like, okie dokie.
Mhm.
Okay, so I don't know that I thought I had more gaming stuff, and I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No other games or accessories or cords to go with those consoles?
I have. Look out, the hurricane's coming.
Haha.
Have this one. This says Microsoft.
Okay. Bring that a little closer. Let's see.
I
That's
think.
your power cord for the 360.
Okay, good. So that was in the
Mhm.
right box. Okay,
Good.
that was in the right box. And then this one. Hold on.
Coco and Chewy, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you.
Oh, Coco! Hi, Coco. And
It's
then
Coco saying bye-bye.
oh, bye, Coco. Okay, this looks like for a webcam.
No, that's your charger cord, or you can use your wireless controller with that to connect to the system and not have to worry about batteries. Both of them.
For the
Yeah.
Xbox?
Yep, I'd put that with the Xbox.
Okay. Cool. These are random pieces, huh? Okay.
But sometimes it's nice to just have somebody who can identify it for you quick rather than trying to look them all up.
My son's note.
Xbox 360. Okay, cool.
He put it on there. I found that on the floor. Okay, so there we go. So we have that.
I wouldn't necessarily bundle the note with the system though.
Nope, but I'll put that in there so I don't forget. Okay, so the next thing I have are phones. Want to do phones?
Yeah, let's do phones. Phones are, well, I don't know how much I can tell you about phones, but let's try it.
Okay, that'll be fun, huh? All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a set of 4 of these with the handset, and they're called Uniden. One
Okay.
red, one red, and silver. So I have
So
the rest.
those are landline phones with handsets.
Yeah.
Pop the back open real quick and see if it's batteries you can replace or if it's rechargeable like a
rechargeable ones. They're the nice. Oh, 43013.
Okay, so those are specialized batteries. Those are kind of a bummer to try and replace. So if your phones work well, awesome. Sell them as working. If they don't work with those batteries, I would pull the battery out. I would toss the battery into a recycling bin, a battery recycling place, and I would sell them batteryless. And that way I could ship priority with no problem, or I would ship whatever works best. I love selling phones. Handsets, landline phones are fantastic. Sometimes I've made 50, 60, 70 bucks on a used set of landline phones that, I can pick them up for $3 at a yard sale pretty easily. I don't split up the handsets usually just because that ends up becoming more trouble than it's worth because people have to figure out how to connect my handset to their phone. And any time where there's something tricky about getting an item to work, that increases the chance of returning it to me. I don't like that. I like low risk. So I take a set of handsets with the cradles and sell that all as one.
Yeah.
If I've tested it and it works, great. I can list it for more money. If I have not tested it, got to sell it as is.
Yeah. And those were ours. This comes from our house. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if you know that they worked, awesome. Sell it as working. If the batteries are good, keep them along with. If the batteries are no good, take it out and sell it as working, needs batteries.
Okay. Cool. All right. So the next question is, sorry, it's gonna be loud. What do you do with random cords?
Those look like video cables. Oh, what's on the other end? Okay, it's a HDMI and component. What are the other things coming out of that? Your hand's kind of covering it up.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so here's this one. It
says HDMI, good. That's for hooking up a lot of the later game systems, TVs, AV receivers. It's kind of multi-purpose. Computers use those. It's very versatile cord. I keep them around so that I can test my new consoles.
Okay. And then, so you sell them? Because we don't need, we have like a box full of
not unless they're a super high quality brand, like maybe a Monster cable might be worth selling. Maybe not.
It's called Monopiece.
Monoprice, maybe? Yeah, it's a cheap one. I'd just keep it around for testing things. I wouldn't try to list it. You could also bundle it with a system if you don't have a AV cord for your system. You bundle it with one of the systems that it fits in.
Oh, groovy. Okay.
And then, that's a multi-cable that goes to a bunch of different video game consoles and its component on the other end. Those are desirable, definitely.
Okay.
That can go with your Xbox 360. It has a 360 adapter on there on the end. The one that has the 3 things sticking out of it.
Oh, it can go with the 360 then.
It can go with the 360. And that's a good one to bundle in. Look up the value on that one by itself, because I know certain component cables are very valuable. The GameCube component cable is, last I checked, $150-ish for a used one. Yeah, it's wild.
Okay, so I'm writing this down.
Check that one out on its own. But if it's not too terribly valuable, sell it with the console. Sell it as a complete set.
Selling. Okay, I'm writing it down. I'm still here. I'm just writing it down.
No problem. No problem. Let's
I'm
see.
like, I pop in and out because
What
I'm
else?
writing on my little sticky notes. Putting
Yeah.
them in here. I'm like, you will need those more than you think. Oh, wait, okay, small. Melanie says you will need those more than you think.
Yeah, those multi-cables are really nice. I like to keep a couple of them on hand because I can test multiple different systems with them. If I go to a yard sale, I pick up a GameCube, I can test the GameCube. If I go and I pick up a PlayStation, I can test that. If I pick up a number of different things, those multi-cables usually have an adapter for whatever I'm trying to test out. So they're handy.
Okay, cool. And then this one, I'm just going to, goodbye. Ooh,
Something
sorry
worth
about
mentioning is that if you have actual original cables from the company, and they'll usually have like a Microsoft logo, they'll have a Nintendo logo, a Sony logo. Those
Yeah.
are OEM, original something manufacturer. Original equipment manufacturer, OEM is the keyword for that. And people love OEM, collectors especially. That'll usually get you a little bit more value.
I love that your brain is just like awesome. Part of knowledge is like opening it up.
You're too sweet. I just I spent a little too long in all of this.
Not at all. We're going to stump you again. Okay.
Yes.
So again, you never know what you're going to find in these containers because like you've seen in my storage unit, it's a hot mess, right? And so I literally just threw some things in there and I thought that I pre-organized it, but clearly I put silver in there.
Right. All right. You know, you made me think of something. I was thinking Chrissy's inventory is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you get next.
This is so true.
All right. So
it's going to be so pretty though when I clean it up.
tell me what it says on the bottom there. All silver should be marked somehow. It should say either sterling,
made in China. So
yeah.
I mean,
probably has other letters on there, EPNS or
let me get my glasses. Hold on. Let me get my glasses.
Copper, nickel, silver is another common one.
Okay.
What you really want to see on those is you want to see decimal point numbers.
Okay.
Or you want to see the word sterling. If you see other things like plated or EPNS, that's not as good.
Okay. So I had to go to the art room. Hang on.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to look all smart now. Ready? Here we go. I look smart now. Okay.
Ooh, the IQ in the room just went up.
I did. Okay. Oh dear. Yeah, it does have letters, but it's pretty tarnished.
If you polish that just a little bit, you may be able to see what it is and get a better idea if it's worth working on or not.
It's like Gorfum or Gorham.
Gorsham. I think there's a silver manufacturer that does that's named Gorsham silver.
Yeah.
And they usually do plate, if I remember right.
Sterling? You said sterling?
Sterling is a good word.
Yeah. That part I know.
Just
that part I'm aware of.
Take a quick look over it because sometimes they'll get sneaky and try to say sterling plate, which not exciting, but sterling. There you go, Gorham.
Gorham. That's what. Yeah, it was Gorham. Yeah, it was Gorham.
So
but it says sterling, and it says cement reinforced.
I don't know what cement reinforced means.
It's heavy. It's pretty. It's because it's pretty solid, as you can see.
So when I find actual silver, when it says sterling on it, that usually means that it's solid silver and there's some significant value to it. Cement reinforced, I'd have to look up and figure out exactly what that one means. That's a little different. Cement reinforced. Let's look it up in real time. Hi guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. Sterling. Let's see what that means.
Weighted, the silver is very thin. Oh, Rob. Rob would know too, because he's really quick about this.
Loading
about $50.
Loading a piece made from very thin sheet silver. Okay. It sounds like it's filled with yeah.
Okay. So
thanks, Rob. Thanks, Rob. You beat me to it.
Yeah, still worth listing though, huh?
It looks like Christy says, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now I avoid silver plate, just anything that says EPNS. I the chances are about 1 in 1,000 that I'm going to find something that's worth listing if it's EPNS, unless it's a large set. If it's a large set of silverware, then EPNS can still mean it's got enough value to list, but I'm not going to get rich off of it.
Okay, and this one doesn't have anything at all, but it's definitely tarnishing. So
if it's got no hallmarks, no stamps, no nothing, I'd yard sale it.
okay.
It's cute, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't spend the time on something
Yeah.
cute. I want to spend the time on something valuable.
Bingo, baby. Okay. And then
Christy says another set sold for 35, but list it higher. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
List high, take offers.
Okay, so you ready for this one? It's classic. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Cameras. 3 cameras. You can take 3 pictures at once.
I can. I'm taking them of you. Okay. So
tell me what brands of models we got there. Sony Cybershots.
I have a Canon.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Canon, and they need some cleaning. And I have an Elf. Sorry.
Canon.
This was my favorite one because of this.
Ah, there you go.
Isn't it the cutest? This was my first one. That's why this was my first one. So you know how old this was, because I have 2, but my kids were 20 years old. It's 20 years old. I love it. But yes, this is an Elf, and it's still Canon, but yeah. But they're all Canons.
Canon Elf.
Canon Elf.
I have to look it up real quick because old digital cameras can run the gamut from being not worth listing to a couple $100.
And I have
pretty wild.
I have all kinds of stuff. So I've got I've got to clean them because they've been in air conditioning storage. It's not like they've been in hot storage because we have air conditioning. But I have the rechargeable battery and the charger for all of them. And then I have
are those the original batteries for those?
Yes.
Okay. The rechargeable batteries, I don't know how the life will be on those if they're that old. It's pretty dicey.
It is dicey, but I have charged, let me see, not this one, but the 2 that I have charged them a long time ago and used them, and then it's been a while. So they did still charge and were used. That's been a long time. So unless you guys tell me it's worth over $100, I'm just going to put them back in there and then do them again. But it did utilize. It did charge up and it did go back in there and everything worked. There is one of these that just this part doesn't come off. It's broken, but it still goes back on. You know what I mean? But
I know with digital cameras, there's actually kind of a movement to start using older digital cameras because they had a funky sort of low fidelity look that certain photographers are really kind of into right now. Is sort of a strange revival in old low megapixel count digital cameras. So stuff that I've passed up at yard sales for years now, I'm seeing other flippers post it and say, hey, look, I got one of these. And I'm looking at it going, that thing's terrible. Why does anybody want it? And I look on eBay and everybody wants it. Go figure.
Yeah.
Rachel's in the house. Hello, Rachel. Rachel, we're talking digital cameras right now. Woo.
I've got 1, 2, and 3. I'm juggling them.
So check those model numbers. If it were me personally, I don't know that I'd be excited sending an old battery to a buyer. I may very likely just say, the old battery expired. It was no good anymore. Here it is without a battery.
That's fair. That's
works.
totally fair.
I'd say it works, but just know you got to get a battery. That's
replace
how I would handle a lot of these old things. Certain ones though, I picked up some 10-ish year old cameras and I kept the battery with them because they basically never got taken out of the box. They were something that I think a traveling salesman used to just show off to clients, and they never used it. Everything was pristine. Battery, I think, was still all in the plastic wrap or something. I sold those locally and I got $25-$30 for a lot of my my digital cameras. And I think I had $4 into them, something like that. So I sold them locally. I got to dodge this whole shipping batteries question, and the buyers were aware it's an old original battery.
Yeah.
But if I'm selling it online and I'm worried about return shipping, I'd send it without the battery.
Okay. So just basically charge it, see if it uses, and then take the videos and pictures to show that it works. But don't send the battery because it's just safer on my part in the event that something should get returned.
That's how I'd handle it.
Bam, done. Awesome. And you're right, Rob. You know, I haven't had really good luck with international, so I'm kind of iffy on international anyways. I know lots of people are really good with international and they've had great luck. I'm still on that fence part. So I send clothes international and I send smalls international, but I don't send pricey international just because I've just not had great luck. And maybe this year might change my mind, but yeah, I agree. I think yeah, batteries definitely not send international. That's a great advice. Thank you so much.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can't send international. There's some funky rules and legislations. There's certain types of media content can't be sent internationally. There's different laws in different countries about that. Certain kitchen utensils can't be sent internationally, which blew my mind. I couldn't believe that. I tried to send a kitchen knife one time, and eBay stopped me and said, "You do that again, we're going to shut down your account." I'm like, goodness gracious, people don't cook in that country?
You want to hear something interesting too? I sent, so I had a book on 1996 Ford Explorer. I sent it to Brazil, and the guy had opened not a complaint. What is the open something on me because he hadn't received it. It was in Brazil.
Oh yeah.
And so I called eBay and I'm like, so question, it's in Brazil. So clearly I don't have it. So what do I do? And the woman says, well, obviously you emailed, I did it all through eBay. And I said, oh, I don't have it. I do see that it has been delivered to Brazil. I will reach out to eBay and see what the next steps are. And the gentleman or the person never responded back. And so that's when I reached out to eBay and asked them what to do. And they said, well, the person has to go and pick it up because now he has to pay the fees to go get it. And I'm like, how am I supposed to know, right? And so he actually had to go pay to pick it up because in Brazil, there are those declaration fees. And I was like, and so I messaged him again. I said, well, it is in your area. And, I don't have access to it. Please let me know when you do receive it and pick it up, But eBay said I wouldn't have to pay for it and whatever. But it was so odd.
International duties is usually the buyers. That's on them, honestly. They have to know before they buy. And if they decide not to pay them, it's not on you.
Yeah.
I used to ship all through the GSP program, and I would ship a lot of different plain vanilla type of stuff. I'd send clothes. I would send books that weren't inflammatory in any way. I would send, what else did I send? Video games a lot of times would be fine, or video games accessories that didn't have batteries in them. Collectibles, little collectibles that couldn't be used as weapons, those kinds of things. I would send those. But let's see. Anytime Picker says knives can't be sent internationally. Yep, I learned that one the hard way.
Sorry, my nose.
Glow in the dark marker watches with glow in the dark markers. So
really?
The little tritium watches. Yeah. Internationally, that's a no-no. There's all kinds of weird rules, and different nations have their own rules and exactly how they handle all of that. I turned off my international shipping once eBay changed their whole EIS program. They discontinued GSP and went to EIS. I didn't want to accidentally get railroaded into a mistake on that, so I just turned it off until I can figure it out.
Yeah. And we've got somebody new I haven't seen, consignment chats. Hi, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Oh, this is so great. Thank you, Will, again. I appreciate you. I really do. I don't want to keep you long. Is it still good if we keep going a little bit longer?
Yeah, let's keep rolling. Let's get through as much of this stuff as you can pull out, and I'll stop telling stories if that helps.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so this is the last container, and it's really heavy. It's heavy. Okay.
Make sure buyer pays shipping then.
Yeah, always. Always. Okay, I don't know what's in here. And it's zippered, so I'll put it over here so it doesn't burst your eardrums. It's a red case. Oh, I know what these are. These are Sony headsets.
Hey, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And they're in good condition.
I would definitely be interested in seeing what those go for on eBay. They're probably worth selling, especially if they still work. Wired headsets have a very, very long life, especially if the foam on the earpieces is not all worn out. If it's flaking and it's what? Oh, your battery went nuts.
That don't look good. I should probably throw that away.
It looked like it was a wired set though. Does that
But it has the should I open? I'm like, oh wait, should I just go ahead and put gloves on and open it up and get this piece out?
Yeah, that's a headphone adapter. That's so that you can I believe you can have two people listening to the same.
Put my hands right in there with my fancy.
You can both plug in at the same exact time.
Oh, it's got a receipt in there. Huh, let's see what it says, shall we? Oh wait. It's for a restaurant. Best
All
Cafe.
right.
Oh, so he went out to dinner.
And he didn't tell you.
2017. Let's see.
Anytime Picker recently had an issue with the Garmin GPS shipped through GSP and the buyer never received it. So eBay reimbursed me and the buyer closed the case. Oh, cool.
Okay.
With
so
GSP gave you a lot of protection as a seller, which was really nice. I liked it a lot.
So how do I look this up then? If there's no...
Should be a model number on it somewhere. Maybe if there was a place that the battery goes into on it, pop that open, see what if they got a sticker in there.
Oh Lord, I have to do work. Oh my gosh, well.
Welcome to flipping. That's electronics for you.
I have to do work.
Sounds like eBay, only eBay can't find a GPS. I think there's something really meta in GPS is getting lost. I really like that. There's a joke in there I can't wait to discover.
Okay, I have to do work. This is an easy one. Premium dog training collar. It's in the box. I got this for free.
Oh, so great.
Yeah. So it's new. Oops.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so it's easy for me to look up. That's not an issue. I just want to show you that I had it in there.
I've sold those, even untested. I've been able to sell those.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because I don't have a dog, and I don't feel like testing it on myself. But
could you imagine? And no, Rachel, before you ask, I'm not doing it. Rachel will ask. She will ask. I'm not doing it, Rachel. Not now. Not at FlipCon. Not tomorrow on Whatnot. Not happening.
Center of the headband on the inside curve, Junk Monkey says. Junk Monkey, bring in the knowledge. We should switch places. You need to be on camera. I need to be in the comment section.
Okay, I know what this is.
Crissy, don't send the battery internationally for sure. Yeah, we got that. We're all about the not sending batteries to the wrong places.
So these, I know what they are, but I'm going to show you anyway. So this is a really cool case. And it says TARGUS, so Targus.
Okay, that's a good third-party brand.
Yeah, and when you open it like that, it's...
Yeah, this is a laptop bag or an office bag of some kind.
Yeah, and then he's got like all these cords in here.
Yeah.
So the question of the day is, from me to you, because these are all individuals, and I'm an eBay seller. Do I...
That looks like a proprietary cord. I think that goes to a specific camera.
Well, I know they don't go to the cameras I showed you, right? Because those are all organized. They go to a specific camera?
Yeah, from what I could tell there, it looks like that is a specific end that goes to some kind of manufacturer's proprietary plug.
All right, well, then we'll hold on to that for a second, because maybe the camera's in here.
I don't spend a lot of time chasing down proprietary connectors because finding the word that actually goes with it is really hard to do. If you have somebody who knows those things like the back of their hand, you can sometimes make some money on it. But really, though, if the cord is not with the camera, it's not just a generic cord that I could lump with another camera, I usually put it in the yard sale pile and move on.
Okay. So if I can't find the camera that it goes with, put it in there. Okay. Rotary toolkit with 60 accessories.
Is that a Dremel brand or an off brand?
It is a model. It's that.
Looks like a Harbor Freight kind of thing. I don't sell Harbor Freight tools. I pass on them every time, and that's because
Oh, it is Harbor Freight. It says right.
Yeah. Yard sale it. I wouldn't. Now, people in the comment section may disagree with me. You may do fine on Harbor Freight. For me, they have a really high return rate, and I don't like that.
Okay.
So I would yard sale that, and I would probably look to get about $10 on it. And if somebody offered me $6, I'd take it.
Done. Okay. Because I'm having. Oh, look, another camera.
More cameras. Woo woo.
I am swimming in the cameras.
Crissy, you're too sweet. Thank you so much.
Okay,
not easy to find Google Lens and gets lumped into a garage sale or bulk cord lot. Yeah, I see a lot of bulk cords at yard sales too. Everybody's got a bin of cords they couldn't figure out. YouTube camera. That's funny enough. I might actually put that in the title if I put it in vintage YouTube camera. That might be worth putting on there.
Oh, I wonder if that was. Oh, I wonder if that was one of my camera. Maybe this is one of my camera boxes because look, the camera's not here.
Oh, could be. If you got the box, you can definitely get more money for that camera.
Okay, so maybe that's
definitely.
So it wasn't in there. So, or maybe it could be in here. I don't. Oh, maybe that's dadgummit. Oh my gosh, this is so much work.
Anytime Picker says Harbor Freight is crap. You know, I wouldn't go that far. I just say that literally every tool in the entire world is better than a Harbor Freight tool.
Okay. Oh, Hyundai first aid kit. Chrissy's so whiny. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me I'm so whiny, by the way. First aid kit. I kept this because it's first aid kit. And it's
cool.
from Hyundai.
Anything that's branded with the OEM logos, definitely worth it.
And look,
that's almost certainly worth selling. And it's got what in there?
First aid.
First aid.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if you're trying to change your tire, you hurt yourself doing it, you're covered.
There you go. I got your Band-Aids. Okay.
I would look in the first aid kit before I try and sell it. I'd look and make sure that there's no objectionable chemicals, anything flammable or things like sanitizers. You really don't want to send that through the mail.
Okay.
But if it's got like a little antibiotic ointment or something, as long as that's not opened, you probably include it. Some people want to put the car back to 100% original. Yes, absolutely. Collectors and restorers and just people who are delightfully neurotic about their cars. Yes.
And expired. Okay. Yeah, so probably just like Band-Aids and stuff, right? In like gauze.
Yeah, Band-Aids, the tape, the gauze, the thermal blankets oftentimes are in there, anything like that. If you're not 100% sure that it's all the way complete, I wouldn't try and list it as complete. I'd say, look, here's all of the contents. It was basically never used. Please look and make sure that it has everything you want in it.
Here's some used Kleenex. Here you go.
They are really bad quality. I tried to use socket wrenches one time and they're all cracked. Yeah, I think we're back on Harbor Freight tools.
Oh, gosh.
I made the mistake of buying, I thought, oh, you know, I can get away with just buying the little drawers, like the little tool organizer drawers that you pull out the little plastic drawer, you put your screws into it, you put it in, you forget about your screws and you never look at them again. That one. I tried to get one of those and thought, there's no way they could mess that up. The drawers didn't come out.
Yeah. Now on the other side, I will say this for Harbor Freight. They have really good gloves, like the blue gloves, you know, for your oil, for changing your oil. And they have really good tarps because we use those. My daughter used to use those for festivals because she would put them down on the camping ground because, you know, if you buy one, you get something for free. We would get those for her back in the day. So they do have their purpose for sure. And then they have good scissors. Like, you know, so they have good things, but not, you're right, not for the whole purpose. Check this out.
I think I accidentally criticized a Harbor Freight fan.
Not at all. Not at all. No. This is BlackBerry travel charger.
Cool. Very cool. There's actually still people that love their Blackberries, even still.
It's sealed.
Half their tarps are not waterproof. Oh, okay.
Oh no, they're not. No, they're not waterproof at all. But she liked to lay it down and then put the 2 of them down, and then she put the air mattress down. Air mattress.
Mm-hmm.
my air mattress. So
With something
Oh.
about that charger though, with the chargers, try and figure out which model numbers it goes to. Because if you can put the model number in the listings title, you'll sell a
Okay.
whole lot faster.
Anthony C's in the house. What's up, Anthony?
Anthony C, welcome. Glad you're
Okay.
here. Rachel, I'm glad I
Global
make you smile. Thanks so much.
Global Star.
I don't know what is a global star. I know those plastic containers are oftentimes worth something.
Genuine
what's
Pelican
inside?
case. I don't know.
A
Genuine
Pelican case.
Let's see what's in it.
Brand new Pelican cases are very expensive. So if that's indeed an actual Pelican brand, that you could definitely make some money just selling that empty all on its own. But now I'm curious, what's in it?
Ooh, oh. Ooh.
She says, ooh.
Ooh, bang, bada bada bing bong. It's a Qualcomm. It's a satellite phone.
Oh, interesting. You might have something there.
Will, can you hear me? Hello, Will. Are you on the phone?
Hang on. I'm picking up your vibes. I can hear you through the satellite.
Hello, Will. Can you hear me? Yeah, it's a satellite phone.
Satellite phone. Those are actually kind of a rare find. I'd be kind of excited if I came across that at a yard sale.
Oh, this won't be a yard sale.
No, I mean that'd be something I would probably pick up and flip if we found one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Crissy say, "What? Wow."
Qualcomm satellite.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
1,600.
You're over $100. You're probably 200, 300. Yeah. Yes. Sell that.
So is this the find of the day? I should take this one out and list this now.
That's a pretty slick one. Will didn't even need his tinfoil hat. I do need my tinfoil hat, and I need it often, but not for that.
Yay! The find of the day. High five.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Psh.
Yay. Okay. This one says,
two crazy people on the same podcast. So fun. Judy, it's like you got us all figured out.
Okay.
Rachel says, list it yesterday. Yeah, I agree with that. List that one. You put it on the top of your death pile and get it moving. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, because today is my listing day. So yes. Okay, this says Eneloop, Eneloop, Eneloop.
Eneloop is a battery charger company. They make a lot of rechargeables. What you got? Okay, it looks like a charger and an organizer. Do those ones actually have batteries in them, or are they just the cases that you can put other batteries into? Because a lot of times they would adapt a AAA or a AA into like a D cell battery. Yeah, those are adapters. This is probably a good set there, and it looks complete.
These are the batteries themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then that. So
it looks complete. I would list that.
List it today or just hold off?
I'm gonna guess somewhere in the $20, $30 range. So put it in the death pile, get that puppy moving.
Okay. And then
Rachel, I've found those before. That's why I knew that one.
Okay, another Canon charger. Oh, here's a camera.
More cameras. Woo!
I swear I'm going to the bathroom and these are coming out of me. Out of me. Okay, this one's that's disgusting. I'm sorry I said that out loud.
Those need to be tested. Yeah, of course. Always test your batteries.
Mm-hmm. Another elf.
You could easily sell the Eneloop stuff even without those batteries, just before we get too far off of those.
If you said it, I maybe. Oh, sorry, Rachel. I didn't know anybody was paying attention to me. I thought they were listening to Will. Oh, okay. I'm gonna put this over here. Sorry. All right, I'll put this over here with my other cameras. I'm gonna have to reorganize this.
Got it in your hand. If you set it aside, it may be around forever. You know what? That's probably a quote right there. Everybody should post right above their death pile. I would want that right there. If you set it aside, it'll be around forever. Well, Junk Monkey got the wisdom.
I'm gonna text you. Hang on, it's gonna take me 20 minutes, but I'm gonna text you.
Oh my goodness, I remember the days. Back when you had to pull the antenna out of the phone,
Now.
Oh, we're heading back to the "Can you hear me now" days.
Yeah, and I have to push every single letter 3 times to get to your name. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then the last one, the one with Z on it, nobody ever, or
No.
X,
And
Y,
the
WX,
virgin. That one's a
nobody
virgin.
ever ended up using those. So all the numbers were worn off
Virgin.
except that one.
Virgin. So I've got 3 virgins with all their cords.
Mm-hmm.
Why do people
Mm-hmm.
ask me for these at garage sales?
You got me beat. I don't know. I have a
And should we
couple of
list them?
cell phones, a couple old cell phones that I just never wanted to bother shipping, and the battery life was not good on them after so many years. So I tended to not sell those personally.
No?
Other people will differ with me. There's tons of listings for flip phones. Old flip phones are still something people buy. Me, I pass. I
Yeah.
just won't spend the time on it.
Okay.
So what kind of money can you get for it? Check the
Yeah.
model number, see if it's worth your time.
Okay.
I pass personally.
You pass? Okay. All right.
Rachel
We'll
wants
see
us to list for 24 hours straight just to clean off the table of stuff that you sat aside. Ah,
She's
24
amazing.
hours of listing. That is a superpower right there, and I'm not sure I have it.
I can't do 5 hours of anything.
20 a piece on those phones. Rachel lists flip phones. Rachel, maybe you can give Crissy the pep talk on listing those flip phones. I don't have it.
You know, Rachel knows I have goals, so I'm gonna go with Rachel on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go. Yeah, I gotta go with Rachel on that one. But by the time I get to it, which I might change my mind. Okay.
The issue with older phones, sometimes they're carrier locked, so you have to know if it's gonna be able to be brought onto other carriers. You assuming that the person wants to use it, not just collect it and look at it for a while. They make good props for videos and things. They're highly expendable. They're movie props for sure. The batteries are funky on them. If somebody spilled water on them, they may sort of work and sort of not work.
Mm-hmm.
You have to test them out, and testing can be a bit of a bear, especially
YouTube
if you don't
video
have the
props.
chargers on hand. So, yeah, YouTube video props. There's something to that.
Logitech, remote control chargers.
Ooh, a charger for remote control. There's probably something to that. I would find out what model number that goes to. You're probably, I'm gonna guess, a solid $20 plus.
Okay.
I wouldn't even bother to test it because chargers don't tend to go bad very often. The batteries do, the chargers not so much. They're usually good.
Okay.
I would just find a model number that's the same, that's sold, sell similar, get that puppy up. I'd spend 10 minutes tops on it and it'd be done.
Sorry, this is really dusty. This is from my mom-in-law. Canon photo printer printing guide. I wonder if this goes to the
Printing guide.
camera. No, it goes to the photo printer. Printing guide.
To the photo printer. Yeah, it looks like something that goes to a big desktop printer.
Yeah,
that doesn't look like one of the little mini ones that are easy to ship. That looks like your big desktop one.
Yeah.
So put it with the desktop printer, and my printers, I oftentimes will just sell them locally. I'll put them online.
So I'll hold on to this then because I might have it somewhere else. So I'll just keep kind of moving it until I find if I have this then.
Test your printer, make sure it works, because printers, if it's an inkjet printer that sat in the garage for a long time, they'll crust up on the print head. And it worked when you put it in there 6 years ago, and they don't work anymore.
Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. I keep disappearing. This is really, the dust is bothering my nose. Okay. So Windows 95, Microsoft Windows 95.
They say you can sell the printer cord to that printer easier. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea too.
Okay.
Windows 95. It's just a book. It's a manual for Windows 95.
Yeah, I might have Windows 95. Oh,
yeah, if you got the CDs, those are pretty good.
I might have the CDs. I may have the CDs. I'll look that up. I may have those.
Make sure you got the CD key. When you're selling operating systems, you want the CD key. The manual is for a Wii. Yeah, good. Good. I always put those with my systems. I try to make a complete set.
I don't have a Wii.
Yeah, manuals, but no Wii. They may sell on their own. I don't remember them being.
Did we go for the Wii? I thought we had a Sega Dreamcast and an Xbox.
I didn't see a Wii earlier.
Yeah. I can hold on to them until I do, until I see if we have one, because I have one more box
Yeah.
I have 2 more boxes of electronics in my storage unit, and I didn't think I had gaming in them. So just hold on to them until I see if I do.
Me, I lot them up with the system.
Okay.
You may get, I'm going to guess, $10 on that shipped, maybe
Okay.
$12 shipped, but I'd much rather sell it with the system because it's going to move faster and easier.
Okay.
Less
Okay.
work, same money.
Okay. All right. So I'll do that. I'll just, and it's easier for me. It's easy for me to move things around. I've got enough space in there.
Cool.
Kodak.
Someone has the manual set at $1.99. Ah, exciting.
Yeah, hard pass. I had to take some of my stuff off of my eBay store because as I'm delisting and relisting, last week when my niece was here, I didn't get much work done. So I just went and I delisted and relisted stuff from back last year. And I'm looking, as I have learned to do, to research, well, the prices changed, and comps and things like that. And some of the books that I have on there are like $4 free shipping. I'm like, how are these people making money? Buy garage
I don't know. I have
sale.
no idea how they do that. I'll see a lot of those too. $3 plus shipping.
Yeah.
Or it's $6 free shipping. And I'm thinking you're making like a dime after all the fees and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
So I just removed them and I'll put them on my garage sale. And then if they're not like for my ephemera stuff, but I'll put them on my garage sale. And then if not, then I'll donate them to the school. I'm like, okay, that's easy.
My workflow is first eBay is my number one place to list. I'll list everything that I think is going to sell. And if it doesn't sell on eBay, I may try to cross post it over to Mercari, even though it's a little bit more of, in my mind, a little more of a hassle to sell on Mercari and there's lower volume. I'll still give it a try. And then if it doesn't go there, I'll often take those pictures that I already took and list it to Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, smart.
And I'll sell it cheaper, usually about 60% of the eBay price on Facebook Marketplace. If it still doesn't move, and I've tried lotting it up with other similar items and it's just not moving, yard sale pile. That's my flow. eBay, then Mercari, then Facebook Marketplace, and then the yard sale. And if it still doesn't go at the yard sale, it goes on the curb for free.
Perfect. How often do you guys have yard sales?
Our city allows you to have 2 or 3 every single year, so we make sure we max that out. And make friends with the neighbors and sell at the neighbors' sales. And then I got family nearby, so we sell at the family sales. So how many do we have?
Several.
Yes. Yes, many much.
Many as you can. I love it. I love it. Yeah, us too. We're supposed to have like 2 or 3 a year. And so we just, but we can get a permit too. So I'm like, if I have to pay $4, then I'll pay $4. But until somebody says something, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm okay. Junk Monkey just sold something. Hey, Rob.
All right. What did Junk Monkey sell? A cord to an electric skillet. Woo!
Nice.
Cool. Way to go.
I like it. Okay, so I know it's been almost an hour and a half. I don't want to keep you much longer. And I know I have a few more things, but I don't want to have to keep you much longer. I'm going to just do this last one and then I'll ask you a couple questions because I want to ask you a couple personal things.
Yeah.
It won't be too
if you want. I don't mind you finishing that box. I got time. I blocked off a bunch of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kodak battery charger. It says Kodak NIMH / NICD battery charger, side A and side B.
NIMH the other one, nickel cadmium. Those are the types of batteries that it charges, and so that's kind of a multi-purpose charger. It's AA. Yeah. I don't know how much AA chargers are worth anymore. Maybe worth listing. It'll ship first class, which is cheap and easy. If you can list it really quick and get it up, it may make a couple of bucks.
Well, I want more than a couple bucks. And of course, now I can't get it back on. Oh, dadgummit. Okay, I'll figure this out. Otherwise, I'll be like all scrambling. Okay, so I have a piece. She was so sweet. She was on eBay as part of her side hustle back when, and Kristen and Angie and all the OGs will tell you. And I remember her doing this too. It was so sweet when you would get mail-in money, and so she would have all this stuff. And that's why it's very dusty, because I just literally just put stuff in boxes and bins and stuff and just kept transferring it over because I would get to it one day. And so Canon camera cord, camera to TV cord. I would have to look. I don't know.
That's a proprietary connector on that. I probably wouldn't even bother with it.
Okay.
I'd see if it fits any of those cameras that you already got. If it doesn't, move on. Move on.
Good battery.
All right.
I love it. I love it.
Back in the day, it probably was.
It probably was. But I love that she put it. And then she says the same thing. Canon camera. Oh, Canon camera. Okay.
Mhm.
So Canon camera.
It looks like you got a number of Canon camera cords.
Yeah, I do.
You might see what a Canon camera cord lot goes for, because a lot of times people a camera store will want to source a bunch of those that they can put with certain items in their inventory. They might buy a stack of them from you, but they wouldn't buy a single one, but they might buy a stack.
Okay. Nextel book lot.
Nextel.
Remember? Come on.
Yeah.
How you doing? Beep. Over.
Yeah, those. I don't know.
How business gets done. Nextel.
Not a clue. If it were me, I'd be scanning any UPCs I see on those, and if they look like there's money in it, I would list it. If there's no UPCs, I'd probably just pass.
Okay.
I'd probably recycle them.
And then this is a PDF converter 4. Turn any PDF file into an editable document.
It's old PC technology. Scan the UPC on that, see if there's any money in it. On rare occasion, my big box stuff has been valuable, but that's usually games. Most of the time, office utilities that are big box just don't hold any value, because PDF conversion is something that used to be a big feature and you used to have to pay for it, and now literally everything in the world can convert your PDFs really easily. So it doesn't have utility, it would have collector's value.
Yeah. This has been awesome. I mean, I know you were expecting video games too, but
that's okay.
Wow. This has been really enjoyable.
Let me grab something really quick.
Okay. I mean, what do you guys think? Like, I mean, we started out with video games, honestly. Like, I had the other video games, or not video games, I had the consoles, and then I had the other stuff. We moved over to electronics and cameras. I don't know about y'all, but I have learned a lot too. What is the Terminator 2?
This is Terminator 2. This is an old big box video game. They don't really make these big boxes anymore, so there's collectors for this kind of stuff.
That's amazing.
I found one that was like this wide. It was a big, huge Mech Warrior 3 lot. Three Mech Warrior games. The thing was enormous. It was huge. I couldn't believe it. Brand new in packaging. Came from the estate of a collector who just hoarded everything. They put it in a box in the garage and never looked at it again. And I came in at the very end of the sale and literally filled up my entire car for $50, full of old PC stuff, including a bunch of those games, just like this. This one still has the wrapping, but for reasons that I haven't yet figured out, they cut out all the UPCs. I don't know if he worked at a store and they had to damage out those items, and so he kept the ones that were damaged out. I don't know if maybe it was a one of those things where you get a mail-in rebate on those.
Oh, maybe.
But anyways, that Mech Warrior one sold for like $140, $130 plus shipping.
That's crazy awesome.
And I got it for pennies. So big box PC items definitely can sell, but usually it's not office utilities. It's going to be games. Another one right here. Not super valuable, but just a good kind of there we go. This is old pinball one.
Wow.
It's an old pinball game. And these would sit on the shelf and take up an enormous amount of space. I think it was kind of an anti-theft measure. You couldn't just pocket this and walk out with it. Some of them very valuable. Others, $5, $10, $15. Scan them when you see them, or just look them up on eBay. They're definitely worth checking out. Some of them are very, very worth the time.
That was going to be my question. Was did you have any like cool hauls in the past couple of weeks? And that was awesome.
I found one cool thing, and this was just Saturday. I went out. I didn't really plan to, but a friend of mine was having their common yard sales. They'll do a yard sale a couple times a year, and they had been flippers, but they're kind of done flipping. So they had some neat stuff that didn't sell yet or didn't get listed yet.
Okay.
And so they were bringing out box after box after box, and I got this Garfield phone, old
Yes,
vintage
I saw that.
corded
Oh
phone.
my gosh.
And I cleaned this puppy up. It was a little grimy. I cleaned him up. I could not clean up the cord though. Whoops. It was a little ugly cord. But when you pick up the phone, he opens his eyes.
His eyes open.
And it's the old touch tone.
Classic
Yeah.
Garfield.
Back when it was really novel to have buttons you could touch rather than, say, the dials on it.
Yeah.
So this was kind of an older phone, a neat little find. I paid $3 for it, and it should go for about 100 plus shipping.
Oh my gosh, Will.
But I'm specifically not trying to source right now because I am working through an insane backlog. Did you guys happen to see anything about that estate sale that I went to that I got all freebies at?
Not yet.
Okay, so
Tell us.
3 or 4 weeks ago now, I went to an estate sale. And it was at a mobile home park, which usually doesn't mean I'm going to score anything really big there. Usually it's kind of smaller stuff, and it's usually cheaper stuff. They get the budget Christmas decorations. They don't have a lot of the Lennox when you're looking at a retirement mobile home place. But this place was not actually a true estate sale because an estate sale wasn't running it. This was just friends and family, and they didn't know how to do the estate sales, and they didn't want to learn to do the estate sales, and they didn't want to pay somebody to do the estate sale, so they were making deals right and left. Well, I bought a couple of things from them. I paid about $130 for stuff, some electric typewriters, a little miscellaneous this and that. And this place had a media room of DVDs. Just literally all the walls were covered in DVDs in this place. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. They got a lot of media here. And then they had CDs lining the entire hallway. Well, they got a lot of CDs here too. And so I just chatted up the people at the desk and I said, what are you guys going to do when the sale's over? And they said, well, we're paying some guy and he costs a lot of money to take everything away. And I said, why are you paying a guy? They said, well, because we need to get rid of this stuff. I said, what if I could save you some money? And they said, you could what? I said, what if I take all of this stuff? I'll take everything that fits in my car. I can't get the bed. I can't get the sofa. I can't get the dining room table, but I'll just take everything that's not nailed down and I'll put it in my car and get it out of here for you. And they said, oh, you would save us $700 and so much effort if you would do that. And I said, no problem. I will do it. They said, come back on Sunday when the sale's over and just start loading up. I came back. The place they were still selling at that time. They still had people coming in and out, but they were making cheaper and cheaper deals. They said, listen, just be all discreet. Don't be like, and running and stuff. I'm like, that's not my style. I wouldn't do that. So I go and I'm taking box after box out nice and quietly. And I'm like helping the other customers find stuff. Hey, I see you're looking for that kind of country music artist. You should buy this one over here. And I'm like putting stuff in their hands. I'm helping them sell, right?
Yeah.
And they're taking the stuff. I'm like, make sure you go pay them over there. And they see me like carrying box after box out. And they're like, what is he doing? I'm like, look, there's another one you should buy.
Distract.
Exactly. Show them something they want to look at so they'll ignore me. I was literally filling my car, filling it with CDs and DVDs. Just I rolled the windows up 80% of the way and I was dumping CDs into my car. And it was so full. I couldn't see out the back window. I couldn't see out my side window. I'm driving like this because I am hemmed in on all sides with stuff. I'm trying to get home. I'm like, I hope I'm getting into a lane safely. I don't want to kill anybody. And so, Junk Monkey, I would have rented a van. You are a smarter man than me.
Yeah.
So, two of these insane carloads later, I had unloaded almost the entire place. There was a few boxes left. I said, you guys want me to come back for that? The lady literally had tears streaming down her face. She said, you have saved us so much energy. Thank you so much. I appreciate what you did. We'll get the rest. Yeah.
Wow.
I helped them. They helped me. Everybody benefited. It was wonderful.
What a blessing.
And there's a cherry on top of this. I didn't end up telling this in the stories yet. This is, I was looking for this estate sale to go back on Sunday to try and get to them and fill up the car. Yeah. And I stopped on the wrong side of the block. I forgot where I was going. I didn't look it up. I was very irresponsible with my GPS work. I stopped in front of the wrong mobile home and there was some boxes and stuff out in front of this place. And there was several cars. And I was like, are you guys the ones having the estate sale? I'm lost. They said, no, we're not having an estate sale. We're moving mom out of here. Do you want free stuff? I said, "You gotta be kidding me." Yes, I want
How
free stuff.
amazing
Yes.
is that?
Yes, I'll take it. So they had this whole pile of stuff
Yes.
in front. I took 3/4 of their stuff. I had to leave a big CRT television that was kind of damaged.
Yeah.
And the guy said, "We have more we haven't gone through." I said, "What do you mean you have more?"
Here's my
He said,
number.
"We got the shed back here. We have to go through this shed. Come walk back here with me." And so we walk back to the shed. He's grabbing things out of the shed one at a time and putting them into my arms. He's like, "Here's some extension cords. Here's some decorations. Here's some stuff."
Oh
He said, "We
my
still got to
goodness.
go through this." I said, "Here's my card. Go
Yep.
ahead and call me. I will be thrilled to help you guys out. Call me up."
Oh, wow. Now how far how far is the distance from where you
Uh,
live?
5 minutes, 8 minutes away. Not too bad.
Oh,
Not too
wow.
bad.
I was expecting 20 and still it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
I
So much
mean,
media is always good, especially when you can get it cheap. Yes, cheap as free.
and the best thing about CDs, I find anyways, that like you're typing it in, and even like if they don't come up with the numbers, because I found like some new old stock CDs and they're Latin CDs, and I was typing in the numbers and nothing was coming up. So I did a Google search. Like some of them came up in the Google search, not all of them. And I had like 30. I had 30 of
Mhm.
them. And I got them for like 49 cents at the Goodwill bins. And even though I couldn't, I was Google searching and some of them, or Google imaging, and some of them wouldn't type in, I was just I'm making up numbers. But when you don't and you have the UPC code, you can just do it like this. You know what I mean? And they're pretty
Oh,
quick.
yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
those are so quick to list, and you know how much it is to ship. And they kind of list fairly quickly. You can take your pictures, still take the pictures and everything, because you obviously want to do it right. But I mean, oh my gosh.
Mhm.
How awesome is that? What a
Yeah.
blessing.
Oh, yeah, and if you got UPCs on the CDs, it's really easy to check the value on them. The
Yeah.
issue with the ones I picked up is that a lot of them are like BMG Music Club CDs, and so
Okay.
they have a non-standard UPC on that. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't
Yeah.
know there was non-standard UPCs, and a
Yeah.
lot of them don't even have a UPC, so I'm either image searching every single one, which I don't want to do,
Yeah.
or what I ended up doing was I picked out all the ones that were still brand new in wrapper, which I had an
Mhm.
entire box about like this. I
Right.
went
Kinda have
through
to
and
sell them.
I searched just the brand new ones, and the ones
Yeah.
that were worth selling, 10 bucks or more plus shipping, I made the cutoff $8 because
Mhm.
media mail is much cheaper. You can do better on that. And all the other ones that are open, I didn't even look them up. I just didn't. I didn't want to go through that. That was going to be way too much. So I lotted up. My wife helped me out a lot with this. I lotted up the CDs that were from a single artist, George Strait. Okay, we got a stack of George Straits.
Oh,
So then I took those and made a lot out of them. We
so
got Terry Clark. It was country music out the wazoo. And here's the thing, I don't listen to country music. I don't know country music musicians. My wife does. So she helped me out on that.
that's
If there's a
awesome.
UPC on the BMG CD, GSP will ship it. I don't know anything about that. I don't know about UPC and GSP. I don't
I
know.
don't
Older rap CDs are good money. Will you do lot up genres? Yes. So then there was something else we did with all of this media. Before I decided to try and go to eBay, I wanted to go path of least resistance. And I'm sorry, I hope we're not getting too far off of where you
You're
wanted to
great.
go,
No,
Crissy.
this is
This is
perfect.
okay?
No, I love it. No, keep going. Yes, please.
So my oldest son is learning to manage money. We're giving him a really cheap allowance. We're giving him, you guys are going to laugh at me. We give him $1 a week for his work. He just does usual family duties. He'll like sweep up around the table where all the kids eat. And we pay him $1 a week. And he slices that up. Some of it goes to savings. Some of it goes to other things. Some of it goes to his tithe. Some of it goes whatever. Anyways, he's learning to manage money.
Awesome.
And so that's not to build wealth. The intent for the allowance is not to build wealth, but he knows he works, he gets money. He works, he gets
Yep.
money. He works. And then I wanted to teach him what we do, flipping, so that he can learn, he can work for himself and he can make money faster. And he can use the money he's got to make more. This is
Yeah.
not simply, oh, I'll be able to buy a Lego set next year. This is,
Right.
what do I have to do to buy a Lego set now?
Yes.
So I said, hey, son, come on over here. I want you to box up my CDs. Okay. And I want you to box up my DVDs. Okay. And we're going to have a yard sale on Saturday. Okay. And I said, you take the CDs you boxed, you take the DVDs you boxed, you put them out on the lawn. Okay. And you sit there and you sell them and you talk to the people that come in and you get to keep every single dollar that you
I
make.
love
These
it.
CDs were free from me and they're going to be free for you.
Love it.
And if you get tired of it and you want to go inside, then you can quit selling CDs. But I will make the money that I make off CDs and you will make the money you make off of CDs.
Yep.
So if you want to stay here for the whole yard sale, you can, and you will make all the money for all the CDs that sell.
Yeah.
He stayed the entire time. He talked to all the customers. He went out and made deals. If you buy 3, I'll give you a deal on that.
I love
Yes.
it.
He listened to what I
Oh,
was doing and he copied me.
I
He
love
made
it.
$85 in a single morning, and that's more money than he has ever made in his life.
Yes.
And
Oh,
so I used this as an object lesson. I said, son,
man.
how many weeks would it have taken you to make $85 worth of money you could spend on yourself? And he did the math. He sat down and he did it. And he goes, it would have been less than a year. I said, nice try. Check your math. It would have been more than a year. I said, yes, it absolutely would have been more than a year.
Yeah.
No doubt. And so I watched his mind just explode when he realized he made a year's worth of expendable income in a morning.
And what a valuable lesson too, because it's like one of those things that not only did it blow his mind, but did he then say, okay, Dad, what's next? What
He
can we do
did.
now?
He was begging me to do another yard sale.
Oh, I bet. I
Yeah.
bet. I
Yeah.
bet. He's like, when's
So
the next one? What can we do?
So he's saving up for Legos. He really wants Legos, and so that's kind of the carrot at the end of the stick.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to buy an expensive Mario Lego, and we're
Oh,
helping him to build up money to get to that point. And I don't want him just, okay, I've
yeah.
got $100 and boom, spend it all.
Right.
No, that's not the intent. I
Right.
want him to make a large amount over and then spend a portion of it and go, that
Exactly.
was really great. Now I have to make more money. Okay,
Yeah.
buy some inventory with the money you have and make more. So I got him started on a set. He got a $17 Lego set went from the Mario thing, and he's going to
Yeah.
build his way up to that $100 set and work
Mm-hmm.
towards it. And
Yeah.
this is not meant to be a one-off thing where, oh, I achieved my goal. No, this is a goal
Yeah.
that continues on. Oh, well, there's another Luigi one that I want. Okay. Oh, well, there's a Hammer Brothers set that I want. Okay. So get
Yep.
him to want to build the entire set, and to do that, to do this flipping work.
Yep, exactly. And Rachel's son Delos sells the little minifigs.
Yes.
So
Oh, yeah.
those would be cool to show him, even on the rare occasions that he can go in there with you, to show him, look, these are, some of the things that you can aspire to earn, or if he can buy it, or you can buy it and he can pay you cash, to do those would be cool, kind of things. I don't know if that's in your scope or not, or whatever, but I mean, those are things to think about too,
Certainly.
I don't know, just a thought.
I love it.
mean, if those were around back then when our kids were small, I that would have been something neat, because when ours were young, we had like the little kind of like the little chart that we have here for our goal for our fundraiser. We had those for the kids too, and so they had to earn so much, and then we could go shopping and they could get what they wanted, because the same concept, that's how much they had and that's what they earned, and we could go shopping for whatever they wanted, kind of thing.
It's very motivational. When you've got just numbers to work with, it's so abstract. But when you see it on a chart, oh, we're getting closer, we're getting closer, we're getting closer. There's something to that kind of engages a different part of your brain and makes you really want to work towards it. I love those kinds of things.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. So do you mind if I plug that for a minute?
Go for it.
Okay. So I don't know if you know, but we have, and I need to make sure Bradley changes this to a different color, but as of last week, we raised 187. Well, actually we're over 200 now. So we're over 200 mark towards our $2,000 that we're raising for the Autism Society for our fundraiser. And what that means is that for the Autism Society, we have a walk coming up in April 8th, and it's inside the Orange County Convention Center, and it's pretty awesome because it's indoors and it's a family fun day. And so we have like moon bouncers, we have entertainers, we have people on stilt walkers, we've got like people from that are dressed up in costumes like the stormtroopers, and I don't know what they're called, but like walks, and I don't know all of these, the entertainers. We have clown people that do your clown faces, painters and stuff like that. We have games, we have the DJ. We've got all kinds of food and all kinds of cool, fun things to do. All of the vendors actually have to have a game or a free giveaway at each of their tables. So while the parent or guardian is talking to the vendor, the other person at the vendor booth has something to do with the child or the adult with autism. So that way they have something to give away, which is so cool. And thank you, Christopher, for your donation. I appreciate that. So, so as our $2,000, goal, we reached over $1,000 last year. So I just printed this out. So our first prize level at 250 is like a free membership, which is cool. But our second one, which is $500, we get tickets to the Aquatica water park, which would be pretty cool. But it goes up after that. So it's just like the levels and everything else that you get these prizes, which I wasn't even aware. Like I didn't even read that part. I was more like just focused on raising the funds and the awareness in our community, and it has. And I'm just like overwhelmed by all this awareness that everybody has like come out to say, oh, my son, my daughter, my uncle, my cousin, my nephew, my niece, all these people in our community have this, connection with autism. So it's been really cool. And so on March 3rd, so let me back up. So every week I've been having like this clearing out of my stuff, fundraiser for Bradley's team. Dual purpose, one, for me to kind of clear out my storage unit a little bit and to raise a little bit more awareness. And Crissy will get on with me and we'll do like a little chat during Whatnot and talk about autism and kind of get rid of some of my storage stuff. And then that money goes to our walk. But on the March 3rd, Rachel is doing a special fundraiser for Bradley's walk team. And so anybody can be there. She's got lots of different people that have donated different art. And so it's really, really cool. And so if you guys haven't earmarked it, please earmark it. If you can be there, it's going to be really cool. I'm very excited about it. And so she's got some really cool art already in, and it's just really cool. And I'll be right back. I'm going to show you what Bradley's making. Hold on.
Sweet. I actually just created a Whatnot account so I could go and hopefully catch that that auction that Rachel's doing.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad.
I'm behind the times. I did not create one until literally just now. In the chat, Lisa K100 says, Christopher Nutter just had to go to work. Thanks for tuning in, Chris.
Hi, Christopher. Have a great day at work. So he works with jewelry, and so he wanted his to kind of pop, and so he likes the inclusion of the infinity symbol, and so he made this.
Groovy.
Yeah. So he made this with lots of jewelry and beads, and so he's adding to it every day, and it's pretty heavy, which is why it's on a frame.
Aha.
So, yeah. And it's lots of jewels. So it kind of, it's really cool. Yeah, it's very beautiful, and he's done a really good job. And he's going to fill in every little nook and cranny in that. So like everything in the infinity symbol is all filled in. So it's going to be really cool. So we'll be shipping that off and getting it to Rachel for her Whatnot. So it's pretty exciting, and we're really just overwhelmed with just everybody's love and just I can't stop smiling enough. It's just been amazing. I can't even get over with everything in the community has been amazing. So do I have the glow? Do I have one? I don't have one on hand.
Yeah, this is a tools of the trade right here. This is something I need on a regular basis. You wouldn't believe it. The other one though.
I need one. So what do you have on hand this week? What do you got going on? I know that you've got
fortune cookies. That's more tools of the trade.
More tools of the trade. I have my water on hand. This is what I have.
Yeah.
I have listing this week. We don't have autism art this week. Our art director is out a couple days. So Bradley will be doing art at home, which is great. So he'll be doing his art. We sold 2 pieces yesterday at the festival at the market. So that was pretty, he was very happy about that. And then I have my Whatnot, my ephemera, my first ephemera tomorrow. Fun. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, but I think it'll be good.
You'll do fine. You'll do fine.
Thank you. I just have to make sure I have my low voice. My Crissy voice,
There you go.
as Rachel says, my ASMR voice.
Oh, now we're talking.
But so that's what I have. What do you have going on?
Less fun stuff. I have taxes. I've been down sick for the last 2 weeks, and so I
Yeah.
kind of put off taxes. Yeah, I don't feel well enough to do taxes, right? Yeah. I
Yeah.
can just wait. I have to do it.
Yeah.
I cannot put this off too much longer. My
Yeah.
CPA has been nudging me kindly and gently. Get the taxes done.
Are you the
So
CPA?
no, no, no. I actually pay a guy to handle my taxes.
Okay.
He
Good.
doesn't do my accounting, which is why I have to do the thing. But yeah, he's going to actually be filing the taxes for me and making sure everything ends up in the right boxes and finding all the right deductions. I love my CPA. I pay him whatever he asks the second he sends me a bill because he is worth so much to me. He takes
Good.
the stress off and he saved me money. Both.
Good.
Remember I said I'll invest in something that saves me money?
Yes.
CPA. So I got to do that this week. It's less
Good.
fun. Got to
Yeah.
make some YouTube videos, so we'll see if I can kind of work that in. I'm listing CDs and DVDs out the wazoo, and I'm at the point where I've made a bunch of lots now, and my wife made a bunch of lots, and it's just listing them.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of listing.
But that's good though, because the more you list, the more you sell, right?
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for submitting some art. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you bet.
Oh my
You bet.
God. Thank you so much. Oh.
No problem. No problem. I was telling Rachel, I used to do a lot more artwork, and at some point I just said I don't have space to store all my stuff, so I started digitizing it. I took a camera and started taking pictures of every single thing. And a lot of it was flat 2-dimensional drawings, just taking pictures of it. Now it's digital, and I took the originals and gave them to my kids to doodle on and to color with their crayons and things. I figured that'd be kind of fun. That'd be a nice way to send these things off. And almost all my artwork is gone now. But I opened up the box and I found 1 or 2 pieces left. I said, you know what? This one's still nice. This one's a good one. All right, I'll donate that.
That's
So
awesome.
you're getting one of my very last originals.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. That is
No
so
problem.
thoughtful. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, that is the best. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
It is so cool. And Mary, thank you. I mean, you and Abby, thank you. It's just so cool. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you're starting to feel better and you can do the dreaded taxes, even though we have to do it right, because it's just part of our job. It's part of our job. No matter where we work, no matter what we do, we have to pay taxes. It's part of what we do in life. And I'm glad you reminded me of that. So that's what I have to do too, because the hubs, this man is good. He's a good man. And he's like, babe, he's been working 16-hour days and the hospital is almost opening and things like this. And he hasn't said, and he hasn't, thankfully, he hasn't had time to do the taxes. But this weekend we had one day where we were like together for a few hours and he was like, babe, have you gotten your receipts done? I'm like, I'm so sleepy. Can I just take a nap? I'm really tired. And he's like, okay. And so I got up to do laundry. He's like, babe, can you work on the taxes? I'm like, I think I'm going to go back to sleep. I'm really tired.
I just remembered I got some other chores to do. There's
I
something
think
else.
I have to do the dishes now. I think I have to do the dishes now.
My excuse was the flu, and so I think I've
You
pretty
have
much
a much better reason.
I've taken that one for about as much as I can get out of it. And now I don't have an excuse. Gotta do the work. Yeah.
And then I did in all honesty on Google Sheets, because I have it on my Google Sheets, right? All my receipts and stuff like that. Because that's what I started out with. So that's kind of what I know. And I accidentally deleted 2 months of stuff. So now I have to go back and input that. So that's what I'm doing.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Check and see if it saved any versions, because some of the programs, I don't know about Google Sheets itself, but some of them will save incremental versions in like a cache folder or something. You can restore a previous version. Maybe. Here's hoping.
Well, so far I've gotten 1 month done, so I've just got to go back and just finish the other month. But the problem, and he knows, like the problem is when I read too much, like it starts like if I read too much at the screen, it starts with a migraine. So I just do a little bit at a time. If I do like 30 minutes and then I go away from the screen, I do 30 minutes. I go away from the screen. I'm okay. So that's why this works out well, because then I can kind of, take pictures and then do my taxes and take pictures. So it's away from
Oh,
things.
good.
So it works out well. But
Good,
like
good.
this week is it. This is my week to just bam, nail it out, be done. So I can say, honey, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. It'll be nice when it's all done. It just,
it will be.
I like to focus on that feeling. When I
Yes.
finally finish this, how good is that going to feel?
Yes.
And looking forward to that. That helps me kind of push through.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you. I mean,
Yeah, no
2
problem.
hours. And this was a lot to get through, and randomness, total randomness of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Still
even
fun.
know.
Still
Thank
fun.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I hope that gives you some good direction where to go with some of that stuff, kind of where to
You
spend your
did.
time. That satellite phone, not too shabby.
Yes, that's the first thing I'm
Mm-hmm.
taking pictures of today, and everything else is just going to wait. I'm just going to be like, it's fine. But that is going to be my first thing I'm going to picture of, because what's that squid?
The
I don't know.
squid?
Rachel said that squid.
That
I don't know.
squid. What squid? Rachel, what squid are you talking about?
I don't know. She'll tell us in a minute. But thank you so much.
The sleeping dishes.
I know, right?
I know the squid she's talking about. I'm just playing dumb.
Oh, okay. Oh, the squid for Will's link. Oh, I saw it. Yeah, I was like, that's squid. But just thank you so much. I just really appreciate you and everything. Oh, yes,
Squid.
the squid. Yes.
There we go.
That's what I need.
It's my yard selling hat.
I was going to wear something funny too. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to wait. But thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really just appreciate you and everything that you do for us and the community, and just being who you are. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Crissy. This was a joy. I loved chatting with you. We'll do it again sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, I've got lots more stuff in there. I mean, seriously. But hopefully it won't be too much longer, because I do, my goal is by I'm pushing the summer, but the summer is a few months. So we'll hopefully get through it before then, right?
You want to be through the whole unit by then?
I want to get through. Yes. Yeah, I do.
All right. All right. I love it. I love a good challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Okay, guys. Well, we're gonna say goodbye to you guys. We'll hang out for just a second if you don't mind. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Whatever you do.
Thanks everybody for coming.
Bye, guys.